Sending your kids back to school can get pricey when you'll be able to save quite a bit of money on supplies before the new school year begins. New safety measures for the Blue Angels Pensacola Beach Air Show, and the victim of a deadly stabbing in New Orleans identified as a man from Mobile. This is News 5 Now.
Brought to you by Green & Phillips Injury Lawyers, covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. News 5 Now starts right now.
Hello, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining us this Wednesday, halfway through the work week. I'm Cherish Lombard. This is News 5 Now. Every day we bring you the 5 big stories of the day, as well as see how you're feeling about the News 5 Now poll of the day and question of the day. If you're ready, let's roll. 5 big stories of the day. Here we go. Number 5, Lulu's Law. Named after an Alabama teenager, Lulu Gribben, injured in a shark attack last summer, passed the U.S. Senate. Under the measure, the Federal Communications Commission would create a system to send out alerts when there are shark attacks. Local government officials would also be able to send push alerts in the event of an attack. The bill now heads to the House for a vote, and if it moves forward, it will then go to the president's desk. Number 4, a new school year is right around the corner. Can you believe it? That means it's time to start shopping for school supplies. Next week, you will be able to get things like calculators, binders, and uniforms that could all add up without paying Alabama's 4% sales tax. The tax-free holiday weekend in the state begins July 18th. Florida's tax-free weekend will start on August 1st, and the Mississippi tax-free weekend begins this Friday. Number 3, the Blue Angels are home and getting ready for the Pensacola Beach Air Show, and new safety measures are in place. That means a crackdown on drones, as well as a method to better respond to water emergencies. Tons of people watch from the water, so emergency management officials decided a safety zone is needed so they can get through in the event of an emergency. Buoys and signs are in place between Flounders and the Santa Rosa Island Authority Administrative Building, extending about 250 yards into the Sound, creating a lane for first responders. They're also working to stop drone use during the air show, spotting them through antennas on the beach. The Blues will take flight at 2 o'clock Friday and Saturday. Number 2, the Port City Classic returns to Ladd-Peebles Stadium in Mobile this fall, and people are curious about the future of football beyond that game at the aging facility. A press conference today kicked off the HBCU showdown between Alabama State and Mississippi Valley. The stadium manager says more is being done to attract people, like renovations in the suite area, field maintenance, and downsizing the stadium from 40,000 seats to around 30,000. He says there are plans to get more events, from football games and camps to concerts. Kickoff for the 3rd annual Port City Classic is set for Saturday, November 15th. Number 1. A Mobile man stabbed to death in New Orleans. Police say 33-year-old Nicholas Ortega killed 27-year-old Edwin Buggy Johnson on June 18th near Lake Catherine. This week, Johnson's family honored him through a ceremonial parade. You just saw that. They say they will never forget his smile, dance moves, and positive energy. Those are your 5 big stories of the day. So now we move on to Facebook to see how you are responding to the question of the day. Of course, that devastating flash flooding in Texas and New Mexico, that has been top of mind for so many of us. More than 160 people are still missing in Texas. At least 120 people are dead in New Mexico. At least 3 deaths reported, 2 children and 1 man. It's just something that we hope never happens. And we're all thinking about those families. But the question of the day asks, do you have an emergency plan in place should that happen here in our area? So let's go to Facebook and see if you do. Grace Beth, grab snacks, put on floaties, and paddle to higher ground. Elijah is talking about the weatherman. Vaughn says, grab your pets. Very important. Also important. Papers, get to higher ground. Yeah, you have to move fast. I don't know if you guys have seen the videos, how quickly that water rose. It was incredible. I mean, you pretty much, hopefully you have your papers all together in one area, but get your family, including your pets. I agree 100%. My pets are my family too. And get out of there if you can. Aaron says, if there's flood on my street, the entire city's in trouble. Don't think an ark would help. Zach says, if we have a flood like what is going on in Texas, get my emergency supplies, get my belongings, pack them up, snacks, food, accessories, clothes. I could be gone for a long time. Yeah, you never know. Elijah's asking if that's a hint. No. Hopefully, again, we hope nothing like that happens here. Totally unexpected in Texas. And like I said, if you have not watched any of those videos, they're pretty easy to find. I encourage you to watch them and see how quickly Mother Nature can act. It's mind-boggling, and I feel like it's one of those things where we've seen videos and things like that, especially in the news business, and if you are a big fan of news and you watch the news a lot, but some of these videos are just unbelievable. And again, now we're learning about the flash flooding in Santa Fe, at least 3 people dead there, 2 kids and a man. Very, very sad story. We also want to talk about the poll of the day, so here we go with that. This is all about airport security. Huge story this week. Taking off your shoes during airport security screenings, now a thing of the past. What do you think about the TSA officially ending that requirement? So votes are in the poll of the day. 56% of you say awesome. That was a hassle. 41% say never bothered me. And 3% who voted say you don't have an opinion. Well, then why did you vote? All right, tomorrow's question of the day. Let's get right to it. Imagine a Barbie doll is modeled after you. What does it look like? Okay, so here's something really cool. I actually have one of these on my Facebook page. You have to scroll down a little, but this is one of the things that ChatGPT can do. It can make a Barbie modeled after you, and you just put in your favorite things. So like my Barbie had dogs, of course, obviously, and kombucha and a dress and that kind of thing. It really is kind of fun to see what they'll do. But that just asks, like, what would you have? Would you have your dogs, your cats, maybe have ferrets or fish? What do you drink? Things like that. It's kind of neat. And the next News 5 Now poll, do you plan to watch the Pensacola Beach Air Show this week? Oh, I love the Blues, don't you? All right, we'll be back here tomorrow with the answers to the poll and question. In the meantime, we hope you will join us for your news. WKRG News 5 at 6, 6:30. Then don't forget our sister station. We will bring you the news at 9 o'clock. If you're like me, you like to be in bed by 10. We'll bring you your 9 o'clock news. That's channel 55-1. You remember like radio, 97.5 kind of thing, 104.1, 94.1. You never say the dash. So 55.1 is the channel if you're looking for it. 9 o'clock news. Ed, Roseanne, and I will bring you the news at 9 every weeknight. And then back to WKRG for WKRG News 5 at 10. Thank you again for joining us here. Appreciate each and every one of you. Stay safe, stay positive. Bye, everybody.
Covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. You are watching News 5 Now, brought to you by Green & Phillips Injury Lawyers.